Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Amy DuPont.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Extremist, radical, bans, crime. You've likely heard those words when you turn on your TV these days.
Political ads are everywhere, but how accurate are they? News 8 Now's Duas Rar spoke with an expert to find out.
Amy and Ken, according to the Federal Communication Commission, there's only 4 rules. Stations like News 8 have to keep a record of the ads we air. All candidates get equal airtime and are charged the lowest rate, and most importantly, ads we air cannot be censored even if they're inaccurate. When you turn on the TV, it's likely you've seen a political ad,
here's a fun fact,
or 2, or 20.
Politicians have to be accountable for their own ads.
But under the Federal Communication Commission's rules, responsibility is a loose term.
Think crime is bad now? Mandela Barnes would make it worse.
They get away with it because they know they're going to get away with it.
Under the FCC's political programming rules and the Communications Act of 1934, broadcast stations are prohibited from censoring or rejecting political ads that are paid for and sponsored by legally qualified candidates, meaning political ads can go unchecked.
But it's Johnson's views that are alarming.
People believe them, unfortunately.
Political analyst Joe Heim says even if an ad is false, candidates have a difficult time pulling them off the air.
Problem is, it takes weeks, if not months, to investigate those kind of charges.
There are ways viewers can separate fact from fiction. Heim says the first step is watching out for key words.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as governor?
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist.
Talking about somebody being a radical or extremist usually is an exaggeration.
Heim says voters should also watch out for candidates who make large promises.
I will pass term limits and ban congressmen from ever becoming lobbyists. I'm Derek Van Orden and I approve this message.
If I'm elected, I'm going to change the world. Oh, come on. You're one of 100 senators. You're one of 435 congressmen. You cannot change the world. You're not a dictator.
Although unfactual political ads can and will air, Heim says there has been some improvement.
Tony Evers is letting these murderers out. 232 murderers have been released. You've seen these ads. If you listen carefully, the latest ones will say, Tony Evers, a parole commission has released. That's an indication that they don't want to get caught in a direct lie saying Tony Evers does something.
Heim says while political ads may always have some falsehoods and extremes, most voters do their homework.
And an ad says something pretty outrageous, you better check to see if it's true.
Now, stations all across the state, including News 8, receive cease and desist letters from more than one campaign. Because of FCC rulings, no political ads at News 8 have been removed.
All right, thank you, Dua. So it probably feels like you just can't turn on a TV without seeing an ad.
Honestly, and according to the Wesleyan Media Project, Wisconsin has had the highest number of political ads air during this midterm election.